Hi, Angela Wolf here, fashion designer and online instructor. And in this episode, I'm going to show you how to make a sports bra, but how to do the strappy back. Kind of cute and trendy. All right, so I have my stretch fabric, and I just want to show you on the pattern. I'm just using a regular t-shirt pattern, how I transform that into a sports bra. So I marked just above my waist area, and that's where I cut this fabric. For a sports bra, you would add a band down here, but for now, we're just making the top. You can see how I cut in. I lowered the armhole by about 1 inch and cut in about 1.5 inches. I cut this away. So I'm just giving you a visual here so you can do this on your pattern as well. And for the front, I did the same thing. I cut back the neckline and I kept the neck the same. So this is what we're starting with. So for the front area, it depends if you want to add bra cups or something like that to your sports bra. So I have one piece cut out of, this is a 4-way stretch knit. And then I also have a mesh, and this mesh has a stretch. It's actually only a 2-way stretch, but it does stretch both ways just a little bit. So I've already sewed these together, and I want to show you something, what I did to the mesh. See these curves right here? Now, why would I do that? Well, when I sew my side seams together, it'll leave a little area here if I decide that I want to add any form of cup into the sports bra. Now, if I decide that I want something this big, you can see from the front, it'll give a little bit of push-up. If I want that, then I'll add 2 layers of mesh, and on the mesh only, I will stitch 1 layer of straight stitch, just on the mesh, and then attach it the exact same way. And that will make sure that each side of the cups don't cross over. They'll both stay to their own side. So that's all you have to do for the front part. Very simple to do. I really didn't think you needed to watch me do that. The straps are a little trickier, and I thought I'd focus on that. So the front is finished. This is just a basting stitch that I ran to keep the mesh attached to the wrong side of the front. So I'm going to set that to the side. Now let's focus on the back. So first of all, I'm going to show you a quick, easy way to make spaghetti straps out of knit. Let's go to the serger. You could also do this with a sewing machine if you don't have a serger, but this is just an easy way if you do have a serger. So you're going to stitch a chain longer than the area that you're flipping. I'm just doing a small one here. I already stitched a whole pile of these for you for this episode. So you're going to fold that into the fold, the thread. There you go. And we are stitching with right sides together right now. Stitch to the end. And I'm only cutting off the thread that I stitched, not the first one. And then you just gently pull. It just takes a little bit to get it started. And voila. And if you need to see that again, I'll be showing this in another episode when we work on jogging pants. All right, so back up here. Here are my spaghetti straps. If I open this top up, and the reason I'm leaving a lot of this flat, first of all, it's easier for you to see. So here is my back section. And I always like to keep my piece and my pattern available, because if you're using a thinner fabric, you want to make sure it doesn't get skewed when we go to attach those straps. So the first thing you have to do before you can even attach those straps is you would sew in the back ribbing. And you can see right here, this is the ribbing I'm talking about. Now you would actually sew together your shoulders and do the ribbing all the way around the entire top. You don't need to see all that, so I'm just going to attach ribbing just to this back side to show you how this looks. So let's go. Actually, here's a piece. Let's use this one. I've already taken this. I've already pressed it in half. I like to press my ribbing in half. This fabric can get so wiggly when you're sewing. I don't know if that's the right word, wiggly, but it does get a little screwy when you're doing this. So here's my ribbing, and let's go back to the serger. So this is the right side of the garment. And I'm just going to start stitching. And let me show you a little trick. I'm starting at the shoulder seam here. From this upper shoulder area, I'm just going to lay the ribbing right on top. I'm not stretching this ribbing right at this point. It's 1-to-1 equal. Go ahead and stitch. And when we start to go around the curve, then I stretch the ribbing just slightly. Now we're at the bottom of the curve. This part can really get stretched out on your body. So now you're gonna stretch even just a little bit more. What you're doing is you're making sure it doesn't flip open. And now down around the bottom curve, this is where it can really get stretched out. Now remember, even when you take this off the serger, if it looks like it's puckering a little bit, as soon as you put it on your body, it's gonna stretch right back out. You'd rather have it too tight than to bag open. All right, and around to the other side, and now we're getting to the shoulder area where we're not gonna stretch at all. I'm just gonna serge that off. And let's go back up here and see what this looks like. Not bad at all. I'm just going to give it a quick pressing because now we're going to attach the straps. And I like to attach the straps by basting them in place first to make sure they look okay. And then we're going to top stitch. Now I do notice one thing, but of course we're live, so I would expect nothing less. But I noticed that parts of the ribbing might be a little thinner than the other. What I would do here, just to point out a little bit, see how this is a little thinner? I would go back and stitch this entire ribbing so it's all that thick. But for now, we're gonna leave it. But just for the record, I noticed that's a little smaller and I wouldn't want it that way on my top. All right, so what I want to do is I'm gonna line this up with my top, and I have this part here. I wanna make sure that nothing is stretched out or skewed. And it looks fine. So now we need to figure out where we want our straps to go. I cut mine a little bit longer. And you can see on the back up here how I did it. I kind of did a weave. So that's what I'm going to show you here. Here. And let's go to here. You can get carried away with this. There's a lot of fun things you could do on this. I've seen some tops where they keep this part of the top on, and then you can have straps going out. So it's just, I don't know, kind of fun. So to weave, I'm gonna go up and down like this. And for this one, let's do the opposite, up and down. Get the idea? Now, if you really want to be particular that these are even, you could lay this on a grid that you usually, rotary cut around, and then you can make sure that all of these line up on the inch marks. So I'm gonna grab my pins, and I'm just gonna pin these in place to the wrong side. Let's see, let's just lift and lower that, just like that. Now I'm pinning from the right side right now, but when we get to the sewing machine, I'm gonna take these pins out, so don't worry. And we'll go a few more. Now remember, this could be for a sports bra or a tank top, which I'll be showing you in the next episode, how to turn this into a tank instead of a sports bra. All right, so there we go. Let's go to the sewing machine. You just want to make sure that everything lays nice and tight. You don't want anything bagging, because that's how it's going to look on your body. So from the wrong side, this is where it gets a little tricky. I'll try to do this slowly and keep my hands out of the way. You want to stitch this right into your seam allowance. So I'm going to hold this in place. I'll start right here. Take my pin out and flip back my seam allowance, just like that. It's on an angle, and it's supposed to be, because remember, you pinned it in place. Actually, I'm gonna put a pin there because I need to get my hand out of the way for you. If I was sewing by myself without you watching, I would just sew it, but you'll never see past my hand. All right, I just have it on a straight stitch right now, 2.5 stitch length. Go back and forth. Now the knit usually will not fray. So then I'll just trim that off. I could run it back through the serger, but once I finish this edge, you'll see it's gonna go away anyways. You're hardly gonna see it. But if you really are particular, when we're all finished, you can run that back through a serger. All right, here's another one. I'm just holding it in place. Let's flip it back. I'm trying to hold it and flip, and then I'm just gonna pin it and get it out of place. You can see again, it's not straight across, it's at an angle. And I don't know if I mentioned it on the serger, I was using a 4-thread overlock, just for some extra strength. These straps, depending on how tight they are on your body, you might have seen these on a bathing suit. That'd be a great idea for this as well. All right, there we go. We'll do one more. go, like that. All right, and one more. Okay, so let me just show you this, and then I want to show you how to finish that edge. Trim that off. All right, so we have 3 sewn in place right here, and you cannot see it from the right side, right? Because we attached it to the seam allowance. So you could go back through if you decided you wanted to top stitch those, feel free. But I'm going to show you what I did then. After this, you'll finish all of those. You sew together your entire top. And now you're going to use a decorative stitch or a cover stitch. On mine, I believe I used a cover stitch. And I'm just going to use a triple stitch right now, set to a stitch length of 3.5 or 4.0, whichever one you prefer. I'm using contrasting threads so you can see it. You'll see me use the triple stitch quite a bit throughout this season. It's a great stitch on stretch fabrics. All right, and I'm just going to get around this end here. And what this is doing is this is holding your seam allowance in place. So when you go to put this top on, these will stay in place and when they stretch. So let's go back up here and I'll show you this. Give it a little pressing. If you're pressing a knit, be sure that you use a press cloth. You don't want to get little triangles on it. So here's the back. You can see that this is all finished. So once this is stretched on your body, let's go back up here. See how this will hold your seam allowance in place? It'll hold your straps in place. For a sports bra, you would just add a band. In the next episode, I'm going to show you how to turn it into a tank. Hi, Angela Wolf here, fashion designer and online instructor. And in this episode, I'm going to show you how to take a sports bra and add a cute section at the bottom to turn it into a tank. But not only that, we're going to add a cute pleat. All right, so a few episodes ago, we made the sports bra. And I left these pieces here with the pattern so you can see the changes. So here's the top. And instead of adding the little binding, we're going to add a tank. So the first thing you need to do is measure on your body from where you want the sports bra, the bottom of it, how long you want your hem, okay? Once you have that, so I'm just gonna move this out of the way for now. Let's just say this is where my sports bra ended. Just for sake, I'm gonna move this out of the way for now. I've taped an extra piece of paper on here. And along that grain line, I'm lining this on the grain line, and I'm just going to give myself a guide. So let's just say this is where the top that we have was for now. All right, so how long do we want this to go? I'm going to measure from the center back down, wherever you want that to go. Now, to make the pleat, if you look closely up here, this pleat goes in and out. And I can measure. It's about 1 inch on each side. So remember, it's folded in half. So I've already cut this out, but I want to show you what it looks like. So we have gone out about 1.25 inches. You could even go out 1.5 inches if you wanted to. And then from there, I want to line up on the grain line, draw myself a line going out. Now, one more thing you could do is you could angle this out a little bit, but the thing is we want to cut this on the fold. So if you want this pleat to be wider, then you could slash from the hem up and spread this apart, but we're not doing that. We're just going to keep it straight like that, and that's this piece right here. All right? And then on the back, this is the front. Whatever the measurement here is, you're going to do the same thing from here down, and here's my front piece. So let me show you how to make that pleat. So the first thing you want to do is after it's cut on the fold, I put a little snip for my center back piece, and then I want to put a snip right where this seam is. That's how wide I want my top when I'm finished. So I'm going to go to the sewing machine. I'm going to fold this. Fold this in. This is how wide we want the shirt. That needs to fold right to that center part. So this is on, there you go. This is from the right side of the fabric, just to give you a little heads up on that. And I'm just gonna run a basting stitch for now because I always wanna make sure that this works. You never know. And I'm just gonna stitch a little ways across that. And now we're gonna take this one I'm going to put my needle in the up position. I'm folding it right on that fold, that little snip, and folding it right to the center. And again, let's go ahead and stitch that. And there, that's how easy it is to put a pleat in there. Now let's go back up here. If you look a little closer to this here, it's exactly the same thing we just did, but I'm gonna need to give it just a smidge of a pressing, and then I'm gonna show you how to attach the bottom section. So what I would do next is I would sew together my entire top, and then I would sew the back to the front, just like you would a regular tank top. So with right sides together, let's go ahead and stitch that. And I am using a 4-thread overlock on this, again, just because I want the strength. Stitch the other side seam. I'm going to press this to the wrong side. Wrong side. Now, by the way, if you already have a sports bra that you took the bottom off, you could still make an extra piece out of other fabric to add to your shirt. It doesn't have to start from scratch for those of you that like to refashion. It'd be the same process. So there's my front, there's my back. I'm actually just going to attach the back for now. What you would do is you would sew together the front and the back together on the side seams, on each side seam. And when you're finished, you're going to attach the entire piece all the way around with right sides together to here. But for now, I'm just going to attach the back piece just to show you what that ends up looking like. So let's get rid of the front for now. There we go. So this is the back. Again, you'd be stitching this all the way around. There you go. Now, when I go to attach this, you want to make sure that neither of these are stretching. And if you have any problems, you could add elastic or clear elastic if you had to. So a little further, and when I get to the pleat, you want to make sure that's laying nice and flat. We're just going to go over the pleat. And then I'll end this when we get close to the side seam and go back up there and show you what this looks like. I'm just going to serge off. And again, if we had the sides sewn together, we would have sewn all the way around. And here is the back. You can see that pleat just lays, it'll open at the bottom, it stays closed at the top. If you have any problems with this stretching, again, use clear elastic. And then your last step is going to be to fold up this bottom edge, press it, and then either run it through the cover stitch or you can use a twin needle on the sewing machine. So again, looking closely at the top, on the sides, all of this is attached all the way around. The pleat hangs open, it's hemmed, and that's how simple it is to turn a sports bra into a tank top.